Hey, before we jump into the podcast, I've got a huge announcement to make. For the first time ever, I'm going to be holding a real estate investing workshop right here at my office in Las Vegas. I'll be given the same blueprint that we've used to fix and flip and wholesale over 100 homes the last 3 years straight. We'll be going over how to find good deals, raise money to buy those deals, manage contractors, build out a team, and much more. And it doesn't matter if you're trying to get your first deal or scale your business. This workshop is going to help you get to the next level. And I'm purposely keeping it small so that we can have that intimate feel and get all your questions answered. So if you want to jump in on the workshop, you can find it at ryanpineda.com. It'll be right there on the main page, or you can click the link below. Once again, go to ryanpineda.com or click the link below. Remember, spots are limited, so make sure you sign up quick. Now, let's jump into the episode. In today's episode, I had my cousin Josh on and we got vulnerable. We talked about mental health. We went over different routines that you can use to build up your self-image and have that positive mindset. We talked about what it's like having other people perceive you in a certain way that, creates that self-doubt. We talked about different things you can do to guard your mind so that you can be stronger mentally. Josh went into depth about what it's like having a therapist and how it has improved his life tremendously. I talked about my different routines and what I do to keep my mental health strong. We talked about the power of using other people around you to help you grow and just stay positive and just keep pushing forward. So you guys are going to love the episode. Make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end because you're going to get a ton of value out of this. Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show, where our mission is to invest.
I only expect to make money in things that I understand.
Innovate.
It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future will be better than the past.
And inspire. I am much more likely to hit my goal just due to putting it out there.
You're now rocking with the best.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show. I am Josh Sutton and wait.
I am Ryan. Why are you taking my line, dude?
Yeah, I'm getting very comfortable, I guess.
You are getting too comfortable just stealing the show.
Yeah, I'm about it.
I love it, dude. You even took my seat, so.
I did. Less glare.
That is true. We were talking about that. I'm like, why does Josh's camera look better than mine? Like,
I'm crisp.
You look super crisp.
Yeah.
You were telling me about your
hairstylist. Anne. Yeah.
I was going to call her a barber.
Yeah.
But that's offensive.
Yeah. Is it?
I just think a hairstylist is like way more high end.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ann does it right. She's I won a contest a couple of years ago, free haircuts for life. So,
really, are you serious?
That's a real thing. Yeah. She.
How did you do that?
I was taking the boys to get haircuts with her, and she was throwing a contest that year, and I was getting 4 entries every week
because of the boys
and myself and.
Wait, so I didn't even anticipate talking about this. So you get free haircuts for the rest of your life?
Yeah, as long as Anne's alive.
Oh gosh, yeah. Are you like giving her bone broth and stuff?
Oh yeah, no, I'm feeding her well. I pop in. I'm like, hey, yeah, you want breakfast? Yeah, we gotta make sure. Yeah, do you have enough water today?
Dude, wow.
Yeah, it's just I mean.
That's
you want
crazy.
Me to throw a shameless plug in for her?
Well, I just can't even, my mind is so, spinning right now because I'm like, for me to give anything away for a lifetime, I wouldn't even imagine, what that giveaway would have to be insane.
Dude, I'm telling you, she wasn't banking on me winning.
So do you go, every week? What do you do?
I can go every other day if I want to. I just text her up, yo, Ann, I'm coming in for a haircut, and she's...
Dude, is she ever resentful of you?
All the time. Yeah, I think she cuts me weird sometimes just cause to
dude, hopefully you just my haircuts suck and
yeah.
Well, Ann, you're doing a good job and I'm sure you never did a lifetime giveaway again.
No, she didn't. One. Yeah, she got the cream of the crop with the first one. First and last. That's dude, what I like to be.
That's the craziest. That's one of the craziest things I've heard. I remember Chipotle was doing something like that one time. Free burritos forever or for a year. A year, okay.
Yeah.
But lifetime, dude. Dude, what if you live till you're 100 and whatever?
I'm planning on it. I just got to keep her coming along with me. I can't move.
Yeah.
If she moves, I got to move with her, or I got to be like, yo, Ann, fly out.
Yeah. What are you doing? Lifetimes for wherever I'm at.
Yeah. Wherever I'm at, flying. No, I think I got to stay in town or wherever she is.
Yeah. So. But anyways, dude, that was a quick turn I did not expect, but I'm happy we talked about that because that's funny. But anyways, we're actually talking about something. We were actually talking about health with Ann, but let's talk about it seriously. Mental health.
Mental health is a huge thing, man.
Yeah, mental health is one of those things where, you know, it used to be, hey, if, you know, you were feeling some type of way, you were soft.
Yeah.
And I'm actually guilty of telling everyone they're soft, but that comes from my athlete macho background. But now, like, now you're even seeing it in sports, like, where everyone's talking about mental health and, you know, not being right and, like, seeing therapists and, like, all this stuff. So
you got to talk it out. You got to get a third party in to, you know, just because your viewpoint, because everything in life, man, is perception. And that's the thing. It's you perceive something completely different. Like, I didn't even know what I physically look like, you know, like I know what I think I look like. I don't know, you know, I might look different to you or, you know, the guys out in the, you know, it's one of those things. It's all like a construct of yourself that you make up, you know, and to get another perception can open the door to where you think differently. You know, to, you know, not necessarily like a humble, but it's more of like a, you know, it's gnarly.
Speaking of perception, you know, I love that you said that because, like, perception is reality. There's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
We actually had Bible study last night, and we were talking about this verse that said, you know, love others as you love yourself. Okay. And it was one of those things where it was like, or love your neighbor as you love yourself. And it was one of those things like, yeah, everyone knows you should love your neighbor, you know, that's a given. But like the second half of that is like, as you love yourself. And there's a lot of people who don't love themselves.
It's one of those things that as much love as you can put out, you have to make sure that you put it in first too. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to make sure that you're on that path where, you know, because you can't really love anybody until you love yourself and you're comfortable with yourself too. And
that's the thing. The Bible says that, like, love your neighbors, you love yourself. You don't love yourself, you're probably going to be pretty worthless loving other people.
Exactly. Yeah. Because, you know, and I'm guilty of being it. You know, I'm really bad at it. I'm a huge critic of myself. I'm like, damn, where'd that hair come from? Why is it growing on my back? What, you know, like,
why is Ann not cutting this?
Yeah. I had a joke about that with the tattoo dude. I was like, I'm going to commission you to shave my arms forever now. And I said, yeah, I usually have Ann that cuts my hair, and I walk into the salon, take my shirt off, and I'm like, all right, start at the top of the butt, Ann, you know, and work your way up to my head.
But yeah, I just, you know, that is one aspect of mental health first and foremost is like, sometimes people are so concerned about what others think of them. Mm-hmm. Right.
Absolutely.
And they don't have like this inner confidence or positivity or whatever you want to call it. And so it's like the moment someone says anything bad about them, they're like done.
Because they believe what other people say, you know, and that's a big part of believing in yourself too. It's, you know,
right.
Yeah. Am I overweight? Yeah. you know, am I working on it? Yeah. You know, it's one of those things that, yeah, I'm not happy to say I gained 10 pounds since the last time we were on the podcast. That was the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got comfortable eating all kinds of bullshit, you know, so it's,
dude, you're going to have to get back on, the routine, dude.
Yeah, I kicked it back up. I started March 1st, so it's...
Were you just, like, dwelling on all your success? You had the top-rated episode?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm riding this caviar and cracker life now. No, it was more like... I usually take January off from the gym because it's, you know, you get all that New Year's hype. And then, you know, February, I've been busy with the rental property and stuff like that and house and Teresa moving in with me. And, you know, there's been a lot moving where I haven't had an ounce of time for myself because it's, you know, work is 7 to 6 and then, you know, going to the gym in one of those time frames plus packing boxes, moving. And
it's tough, man. It is tough. Speaking of the gym, I have found personally that is one of the things that helps me with my mental health. Mm-hmm. You know, I talk a lot about routine and, you know, spending time with God and with just being like balanced on all aspects. I want to be balanced physically, spiritually, mentally, you know, financially. Like all of these things play a role in your mental health.
Yeah.
Because if, you know, you're always stressing because you don't have enough money, right, you're going to be mentally like drained.
Well, and you're going to put that up in the forefront too. So you're going to have all this worry and all this, you know, and you're not going to be able to hang on to what's really important, because it's one of those things, money comes and goes. It's, you know, you got to make sure that there's food on the table and, you know, like the house is paid. But in the same respect too, it's like, why do I work so hard?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is like, you know, it's the keeping up with the Joneses type deal. Like if you,
rich dad, poor dad.
Yeah, you keep spending more as you make more. It's like you're always in the rat race.
Yeah, you're always in the hole too. Yep. It's, you know, don't worry, I'll buy this and we'll see what happens. And, you know, I don't know, it's tough. But, dude, I'm telling you, when I was getting myself mentally re-prepared for, you know, life from my last summer shenanigans, and, dude, I was journaling every day. I was chilling out, and, you know, I was meditating, and I was, you know, I had all of the full on, essentially me time, really. Right. You know, so it was every morning I was in my backyard meditating 6 o'clock in the morning after the gym at 5. And, you know, then I was at work by 7. It was a good, calm, reflective time where I could build a very sturdy foundation for my day. Right. You know? Yeah. And I think that's why I'm such a big advocate for a morning routine, you know, and I've done plenty of podcast and YouTube videos about morning routines, and I forget what episode number it was. Maybe my crew can tell me, but we'll link to it below, which episode it was. One was about my schedule, but yeah, it's just, if you do that in the morning, man, it sets you up for the rest of the day. Yeah, because you're like taking the time to analyze you and to like get to know you, versus right when you go out the day, you're bombarded with everybody else affecting you, telling you what's going on, whatever. And like you're letting other people affect you versus you know, projecting. Yeah. Out. You creating your space and your zone. Yeah. It's, you know, it's one of those things that was worth so much. We were talking about value in one of the other episodes, and the value behind having a morning routine and getting yourself ready, it's priceless. Yeah. It's priceless. Well, and I'll tell you too, with, you know, just building that self-image, it starts with positivity, right? I see so many people that are so negative, and I'm just like, dude, I ain't hanging out with that person. I'll tell you that. You can't. I mean, you're going to carry an umbrella all the time. Yeah, like, what is that? There's an old saying. It was like the negative people bring, like, negative people want to hang out with negative people. Yeah, misery likes company. Yeah, there it is. So, like, it's so true. Oh, yeah, you're miserable too? Yeah, like, let's hang out. Yeah, let's talk about how miserable we are together. Yeah. You know? It's so funny, dude. So dumb. But it's just that's what happens, right? Well, people get stuck in the rut because, you know, again, they're not finding the help that they need to be better. Yeah, so I think one big thing you can do is, like, you're mentioning now, and I've been saying it before, is like, hey, okay, first off, what can I control, like, on a daily basis? Okay, let me do my morning routine. Let me get centered. Let me, you know, not worry about all these outside influences. Like, it's just my time. And, you know, but the second part of that is, okay, what kind of company do you keep? What kind of things do you surround yourself with? Yeah. You know, if you are around negative people all the time, it doesn't matter how much you try in the morning to, like, you know, change your life, they're going to bring you down. Yeah. 100%. And I would also add, you know, you got to also be intaking positive things and, like, things that are building you up. And so by intaking, I mean, like, what are you consuming? Like, what kind of books are you reading? What are you watching on TV? What kind of social media are you watching? Because if you're always watching this stuff that just makes you miserable or makes you feel inadequate or less than, because you're like, oh man, well, they're crushing it, and, like, I'm not, and, like, I suck. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, I'm suck. I'm terrible. And yeah. What is it? So for every one negative thing that you say, you have to say 100 positive things to make up for the one negative. It's wild. Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, it's positivity is key. And then, you know, going to the gym in the morning too gets that serotonin rushing. Like, I feel like I'm a little fish in a tank, and I'm like, give me that serotonin. Yeah. You know, when they go to feed them, and it's just like I'm swimming up, and give me some of that. You know? I want to feel good. No, I'm with you, dude. Actually, while we're on the topic of that, I have one big thing that I really advocate for people to do, but let's hear a quick word from our sponsor before we do it. Are you thinking about buying a home in Las Vegas? My brokerage, Forever Home Realty, can help. We're seeing a huge influx of people all over the country purchase here.
Many are fleeing California and other high-tax states to move here where it's much more affordable and tax-friendly. Whether you're thinking about buying a primary residence or an investment property, Forever Home Realty can help. Go to ryanpineda.com/Vegas to get a free consultation from one of our agents. Once again, that's ryanpineda.com/Vegas. One of the hardest parts about real estate investing is finding a good contractor. That's where Southwestern Custom Construction comes in. They've been doing remodels in Nevada and Arizona since 2006. As a fully licensed and bonded general contractor, they're able to help with any type of renovation, all the way from an entry-level fixer-upper to a custom luxury home. Southwestern Custom Construction specializes in working with investors. I've personally used them on many of my projects, so I know their team is legit. If you want to get a bid on a project, head over to customhomenow.com. Once again, that's customhomenow.com. One of the best ways to get off-market real estate deals is through cold calling. And if you want to reach as many people as fast as possible, then you need Batch Dialer. With their predictive dialing technology and built-in CRM, Batch Dialer is one of the top dialers in the industry. You can switch between single or multi-line dialing, as well as do voicemail drops and call recordings. And for being a listener of The Ryan Pineda Show, you'll get a 7-day free trial. Just go to batchdialer.com/Ryan. Once again, that's batchdialer.com/Ryan. Now, back to the show. So the one thing that I really advise people to do is really guard your mind. And so guarding your mind is different for everybody because we all have different temptations. We all have different things that affect us a certain way or trigger us a certain way. And so you just mentioned that, you know, you see one negative comment, it like just drowns out the other 100 positive ones, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, that's a big thing I'm doing on social media, right? Like people are commenting and DMing like all day, every day. Mm-hmm. And literally 99% of them are positive.
Yeah.
And there's the 1% that are negative, and you're absolutely right. They bring you down. And so guarding my mind is really just not reading them that much or, you know, not just like feeding into it. Because I used to like respond to the negative comments and try to be not negative back, but like, you know, yeah, like I'll like troll them.
Yeah.
I'll troll them back. Funny, but also like hurtful to them.
Yeah.
You know, and they're already, obviously, if they're trolling, they got issues in their life anyway.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, and so for me to guard my mind, I kind of just try and ignore, you know, the comments the best I can. You know, focus on the people showing praise and responding. But, you know, if you guys are watching this and you see, like, I don't respond to a lot of comments, I mean, honestly, it's mainly for my own mental health.
Yeah.
Like, that's the truth. It's like, I would love to, but it's like those trolls ruin it for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that once the troll gets in just a little bit, that little pinky toe in the door, they're gonna crack it wide open.
Yeah,
you know, it's wild how somebody can have so much power over somebody else.
Yeah,
it's
and you know,
playing on insecurities, really.
Yeah, and that's something for me, guarding my mind. You know, another one would be, as I mentioned, just being around positive people. Don't get around the negative people. And sometimes too, it's not even negative people, but like people who just aren't doing anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Stagnant.
Yeah, they're okay with just being wherever they're at, and they have no desire to improve. Like, it's like that doesn't align with what I'm trying to do.
Your goals, yeah.
Yeah, like you got to surround yourself with the people who have similar goals and mindsets to you.
Yeah, and you could always level up too. So find people that are positive and that have, you know, huge aspirations to, you know, go hang out with them.
Yeah. And
maybe an apple will fall from their tree to build you up.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you might be thinking, well, why would any of them, you know, want to hang out with me or whatever? Like, I'm only, like, you're already in, like, the loser mindset.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, you already failed.
Yep. You have to change your mindset right from the beginning of, like, I belong.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a perfect example. So I actually was in Puerto Rico a few weeks ago, and there was a lot of people, like, far more successful than me business-wise. And I saw the list of people coming, and I was like, wow, like, I kind of feel like I don't belong.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people would be like, how could you feel that way?
Yeah.
Right? It's the same way when they see, like, athletes or these celebrities making all this money, like, why are they unhappy? Like,
Yeah.
they don't deserve, you don't have a right to be unhappy, you know?
Money buys jet skis. Jet skis make people happy. Just
buy another.
Yeah, just buy another jet ski. It's fine.
Yeah. And no, but I started to feel that way. I was like, man, like, I don't really belong in this room. Like, maybe I shouldn't go, you know? Because you start like
Good
having,
thing you did go though, yeah.
I mean, life-changing, dude. Because, and you know, you got to just really build up your mind to be like, it goes back to that you versus you type deal. Like, hey, how do I perceive myself? I do belong.
Yeah.
You know, I believe it. I believe I can add value to these other people as well. You know, the very first struggle I had with that was writing my book, you know, because it was back in 2018, very beginning. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, dude, it would be so cool to write a book. I think people would really enjoy it. And I was like, man, but what if no one wants to read it, right? Like, that was a fear. What if people say that I'm not, like, qualified to be writing a book, right? So I hadn't done nearly what I've done to this point.
And then who makes the qualifications? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's where it boils down to.
But these were thoughts I was having.
Yeah.
Self-doubts of like, man, should I do this or not? And eventually I got over it, you know. I'm not going to sit here and say like I moped for months or anything. It was like a temporary thing because I'm very quick. Like, I will have doubts or whatever, and then I'll be like, no, that's stupid. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
It's go time.
And that's living in the present. That's pulling yourself together and living in the present.
Yeah, like I just have always been that way. Like everyone else, I have self-doubt, I have insecurities, I have these other things, but I'm very quickly able to be like, no, like, why am I even thinking this? This is stupid. Yeah. Even if this book changes one person's life,
it's worth it.
It's worth it. So, you know, I went full force, you know, wrote it, and, you know, it's been successful. But, you know, even with launching this podcast, right? Like, when you do something new, you have no idea how it's going to turn out.
You never know.
You never know. You don't know how you're going to do, how people are going to, you know, perceive it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it's turned out well, but you don't think I had self-doubt?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's got well, that's where growth begins, is when you get out of that comfort zone. Because if you become stagnant if you just stay in that comfort zone all the time.
Right.
You know, I mean, look at me. Hey, I'm a chubby guy on a podcast now. You know, like that's one of my big concerns. It's I know I'm funny. I know I'm, you know, likable, and maybe. But, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like,
we got to get you on that the Jonah Hill diet.
Didn't he just eat potatoes for a little while?
I don't know. But Jonah Hill, that dude is like the most extreme guy I've ever seen.
Yeah, when it comes to up and down. He just had a thing. It was on TMZ or something. Who knows? I don't know what it was on, but he was like, you know, I'm 37 years old and I'm finally like, I'll take my shirt off at the pool.
Insecure.
There's a huge insecurity about that. And it's, I mean, for me, I'm like, who cares? Grab onto my back hair. You know, I'll swim you through whatever it is.
Right.
But, you know, it's,
well,
I don't know.
And it just goes to the point of like with mental health, everyone, regardless of how successful you think they are, has insecurities and things they're, you know, struggling with. I'll tell you, for me, once I decided to take YouTube and social media seriously, I was like, all right, well, obviously I'm on camera all the time. I need to like really upkeep myself. Yeah. You know, as far as grooming, as far as, you know, just what I wear, all this stuff, right? And so one of the things I was going through was I was like getting acne for the first time in my life. Super
That's when
weird.
you turn 30. It's puberty too.
Puberty too.
That's puberty too.
Is that a real thing, or are you messing with me?
I'm making that up entirely, but I think it's a real thing.
Well, it was real for me. Yeah. So I went to the dermatologist, and I'm like, man, like the acne is not going away. You know, it was on my back. It was starting to go on my face. And I'm like, dude, at least if I'm getting all this acne, I should have at least been taking steroids or something.
Yeah,
you know, like,
make it worthwhile.
Yeah, but no, it's just like out of nowhere. And, you know, I was like, man, I'm super insecure about this. I've never had acne in my life. Back in high school and stuff, I didn't have it really. Yeah. And it wasn't going away. I was buying all the stuff. And then I finally went to the dermatologist literally for the first time in my life at 31. I'd never been to the dermatologist in my life. And I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Dude, do you remember Jeff? Yeah. This is a super side topic. When he had acne in high school and somebody told him to pee on a towel and then wipe it on his face and that'll get rid of the acne.
And he did it.
And he did it.
I don't remember that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, so I was at the dermatologist, and she's like, yeah, you need to go on Accutane. And I was like, man, like that was like what kids took, but all right. They're like, you have adult onset acne. It's worse. I was like, really? You can, like, that's a thing? That's what I was asking you, second puberty, if like maybe that was like the slang for it.
No, it's just.
But it probably is.
Everybody gets it in different ways because you know.
No, it's worse when you're adult.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I got on Accutane, and this is actually my last month being on it.
Nice.
So it's a 6-month process. It's actually not made me feel, I mean, it's actually made me feel like not very good.
Yeah.
But I have to put up like a strong face and just do it.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's worth it in the long haul. But anyways.
Shot in the butt or a pill?
It's a pill.
It's a pill.
I got to take 2 pills every day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And long story short, when I first started taking it, my face turned super red. My face like was getting really shiny. And, I felt really bad.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was like I'd film these videos because I was still doing YouTubes. And there are people like, man, is he like on Botox? Why is his face so shiny? Like, what's going on here? I was like, man, like, do I need to get off this stuff? Because like I could see it. I'm like, my skin is different.
Yeah.
Because that's the medicine
that's
working.
What it does. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, and because it's like drying it out. It's like doing this weird thing.
Yeah.
And so I just stayed with it and took it. And, on Accutane, people don't know, but you get super sunburnt. And so, like, literally being in the sun for like 15 minutes burns me.
Oh, wow.
And I went from my whole life being this Filipino who never wore sunscreen.
Yeah.
Filipinos don't wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
You just get tan. So, like, it's been this huge adjustment, but I'm thankful it's over. But the whole long story short of that was, even for a guy like me, who's, perceived a certain way, I was, like, super insecure about the acne and, having to try and beat it. And then going through the process of, like, people saying, what's wrong with your, like...
What's wrong with your face?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
you used to have a nice face, man. What happened?
Yeah, what happened? Oh, geez. See, that's wild because it's... you opened up with the insecurity of the face and everything, and that's awesome. And it feels good when you do that. And, that's part of therapy and stuff. It's you get that.
Have you ever been to therapy?
All the time.
I've never been.
It's great.
Like, what do you do?
Well, it's teleconference now because of the Rona.
Is it like the podcast? I just
kinda.
ask you questions?
Yeah. Well, we ask each other questions, and, I'll usually lock myself into my spare room, and, I'll spend an hour with her, and she's, hey, you got to work on your boundaries, Josh. You're too nice. And I'm like, well, I'm too nice because I want, you want people to like you. And it's just, and she's like, yeah, but you're too nice. you got to say no.
You know what's funny is like, I'm such the opposite. I'm like, yo, if I got to be a dick to like get this done, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, I am not here to like be nice.
Yeah. See, I'm king of because, well, again, too, I'm in the service industry too, where it's like, everything is yes.
Yeah.
So there's some there that, it's bleeding into the rest of my life. Because I'm like, I'll handle it. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
I know. I got to be nicer to my employees because I'll just like open my door and start yelling like, what are we doing? Let's go.
I was kind of laughing about that because I was like, what? Everybody shows up at 10 o'clock?
Oh, I know. I'm like, you guys haven't got a deal today. Like, what are you doing jerking
what are you
around?
Guys doing? Yeah, it's 10:30. You guys are taking pictures.
Yeah. Taking selfies out there. But I mean, that's what comes with being the boss, right? You got to hold people up because, people naturally, I don't want to say everyone naturally slacks off, but everyone needs to be held accountable in some type of way.
Yeah, there's accountability for every action that you take.
Yeah. But so how often do you go to therapy?
It's every other week. I was going once a week for a while. I just was running out of things to talk about. I'd be sitting there staring at her for an hour, and I'm like,
it's okay,
what do we do
money.
now? Yeah. All right, here's my copay. Just hit that card. Yeah, it's fine. But so I bumped it back to every other week, and I mean, it really you got to find somebody that fits with you too, that clicks, because you could have somebody giving you bad advice, like
you don't want me as a therapist.
Yeah. Ryan's gonna be like, go to the gym more.
Yeah. Like, did you go to the gym?
Yeah.
Is it like the same for everyone? Did you do your morning routine?
Did you do your morning routine? Did you go to the gym?
Did you quit your job yet? Like what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, that's but different aspects of different, realities.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you, man. Like that's cool. I've never done it. I've never like felt the need to do it. We've had, so when Mindy, I guess the only time I really did it was when Mindy and I were getting married. We had pre-marriage counseling at the church. So, we met with the pastor once a week and, made sure we both understood each other's, boundaries, like you said, and expectations. Mm-hmm. I think for me, one of the reasons I hadn't had to do it is because I'm not afraid to share my feelings with people, even Mindy, even if it's like a tough conversation. I'll be like, let's just like knock this out and get this out of the way versus like deal with bull crap for the next 2 weeks of like, why are you mad? Oh, like tipping around the, like, no, like what's the problem here?
Yeah.
Like,
what's wrong?
Like, let's just talk about this right now.
Yeah.
So like one, just not being afraid to have uncomfortable talks has kind of prevented that. And then, I kind of already forgot what the second one was, but
well, when you go into that, it goes back to perception because you could have a perception and she could have a perception. Oh yeah. And then your expectations of each other are like this, you know what I mean? It's tough, especially when you pull somebody else into it, And expectations are what's going to fail you.
And I mean, we do that for everyone. It's not just, husband and wife, but with my employees, like, dude, if I got a problem with one of them, I'll be like, dude, come take a seat.
Yeah.
Come take a seat.
Come sit in front of me.
I need to get like one of those like big mountain chairs. Like, come take a seat so I can
kiss the ring.
No, but we have the conversations and they're tough, but they always lead to the desired outcome. Mm-hmm. So
takes you out of the comfort zone for growth.
Dude, I don't even know what the comfort zone is. The moment I start feeling complacent, I'm like, what do I do with my hands?
Mix it up, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing. Why are these not working?
Yeah, what can I touch now?
Yeah,
that's wild. Because it's. I've been part of complacency, myself. It's you get comfortable and you think you're going to move up yourself, and you don't move up on your own without moving.
No, once again, right? It comes from the very beginning of like your own mindset, like how do you perceive yourself, like the things you want to achieve, like this inner drive, So like for me, that inner drive is always on. It's like, freaking, what are we going to conquer next? What are we going to do next? What are we creating? Like people are like, when are you going to retire? Like how much is your financial freedom number? Like how much would you need? I'm like, what do you mean? How much do I like?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Like
never. I'm going to keep going and growing and building.
I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Like typing or texting or by then, like thinking it.
Yeah. Oh geez. Talk about crazy. We're just sending mind texts now.
Yeah. I'm going to think my last text to the grave,
That would get so many people in trouble. Hey, eyes up here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But, what would you say as somebody who's gone to therapy, since I don't, I can't speak on it, but like, obviously you endorse it.
Yeah, it's good. It works wonders.
Okay.
It works wonders. It opens up a non-biased avenue so that you can get a full-on perspective of what's going on based from their perception.
Right. And then, do they like teach you anything? Like, do they?
Oh yeah, she sends me like boundaries workshops and stuff like that, and
I like an action plan.
Yeah. I'll get. She'll send me all kinds of stuff like, hey, you got to work on this.
Okay.
And then from our last talk, this is something that you should implement into your life that it will help you.
Okay.
And it's good. And it's little worksheets and stuff like that you could just go through, read them, and comes in handy because you stop yourself from falling into the same trap.
Right. The one thing I actually want to leave the listeners with now they thought about it is, a lot of us want to, find like, I guess the people that love us, right? Like, man, like as long as people love me and stuff, like I'll feel good about myself. Right.
Yeah.
And even a lot of people rely on their spouse to do that. And it's like, no. Like going to start with you first.
Yeah.
If you're letting everyone else dictate your mental health and how you feel and everything, like you're done.
Yeah.
Because that's what we call in sports, like just like a fair weather, player. Like, yeah, when things are good, you're good, but when things are bad,
you're bad.
You cannot be consistent. Like, you're constantly affected by everyone else. So I think, everyone has tough times in their life, but like the very successful people who are, already mentally strong, they're the ones who push through it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And because it really all depends on, it's what you want and what you have, and not necessarily what have, but it's your ambition.
Yeah.
And you have to keep going with that because, if you don't have that drive and ambition, you're not going to go.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I'll tell you, that's one of the biggest things I look for when hiring, my employees and people I want on my team, because, man, it sucks to say this because, we're talking about mental health and how important it is, but I can kind of sniff right from talking to people whether like they're mentally strong or not, and it's like at the end of the day, like I do not want like soft people working for me. Like just if you're mentally weak and it's like every little thing that goes bad affects you, man,
their
not
productivity
gonna cut it,
isn't going to make it.
Yeah,
because they're just going to start feeling bad about what it is. And, there's some people that are cut out for it and there's some people that aren't. And it's just, you got to find your niche.
Yep. And it's like the mentally strong people that I have are like the people who have been with me forever, or they're the best workers. And like the mentally soft ones, like they either don't make it or they're just not that productive, or, it's tough.
Yeah, they're lining up taking selfies in the morning.
There's like 8 people I'm looking at right now that we're going to have a talk after this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like when I go to work, I'm like, I get in trouble when I'm not there early.
Bro, you're not here mandatory early, dude.
Yeah, you're not here mandatory early. I know you start at 8, but
6. We need you here at 6.
Yeah, we need you here at 6.
Dude, that's great. But anyways, dude, I think this is a great topic. We could talk all day about it. Guys, if you've gotten value out of this, you're watching on YouTube, go hit the like button. Comment below. Be vulnerable. I think being vulnerable is a big key to mental health. Be vulnerable about kind of some things you might be going through in the comments. I'd love to hear them, bring some positivity, into the world. So don't be afraid to comment those. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed on both YouTube and Apple Podcast. We're trying to get on New and Noteworthy. That's the goal. And as always, if you're interested in working with me and my team in any type of way, we got a ton of different ways we can help, especially with the morning routine. You can download my Raise Planner completely for free. So just go to ryanpineda.com for all of those things, and you can see a bunch of ways we can help you out. So once again, Josh, appreciate you coming on again.
Anytime.
Great talk, dude. Anytime. And we appreciate you guys, the listeners. Take care.
Have a good day.
Thanks for watching The Ryan Pineda Show. If you want to work with me, head over to ryanpineda.com. You can find my courses, coaching programs, and upcoming events. We also have free resources you can download, so head over to ryanpineda.com.